Take 10. What is pressure? Mark. Just write that. Take 10. What is pressure? Well, let's give a few examples. Well, a couple examples really. Pressure, so let's use a balloon as the example. Let's just make this that one. Okay, cool. Let's use a balloon as an example. Pressure, yay, good balloon. And then, bloop, bloop, bloop. All right, pressure is all these tiny atoms that are inside this balloon. These tiny dots, all these dots are just atoms that are here. All these atoms are moving. So just use a line as motion. They are always moving in every direction there is possible. Horizontal, vertical, diagonal, curveball, straight to curve, whatever. Any direction you can think of, they do it. And because of this, they always collide. Bang. 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 And these are microscopic. You can't really see them. It's just all these are air. So they are colliding. They're colliding and they're trying to find a way to go. Well, you know how when you pop a balloon, that's what this is why this example comes valid. So we're going to use this. I think this will be valid. So P equals F. I'm going to use an arrow for this. A. So pressure is any amount of force exerted onto any given area. So P equals F exert area. So basically, like for the balloon example, you take something sharp, whatever this is, sharp. So this is a sharp object, and it wants to pop the balloon. So it pops the balloon. What happens to all these atoms or air, or in this case, helium? They all go out of this given area, and they just go onto whatever is here. So it could be your face, could be a wall, could be the sharp object. They'd be going in towards the direction of the sharp object. So, and the balloon gets deflated. So all the pressure that was inside the balloon all goes out. So another example you can use is the helium tank that you use to fill up the balloon. So just let me zoom out, come in this way. Alright. I'll just do this as a helium tank. Okay, now that looks like something. There we go. The nozzle here. So this is a helium tank. All the helium inside is pressurized. It's like pressurized into liquid form, and once it makes contact with air, it becomes helium, which is air. So all of this helium that is built up inside is bouncing around like in here, doing all the same and waiting for somewhere to go. So when you get a balloon and you put it onto the nozzle, I'll just make this be a flat balloon. all of these, all the helium that's built up inside of the helium tank goes into the balloon. And then that's what you get there. Also, another example you can do is when you are blowing a balloon. Let me just draw. That's one very long-armed human. One line. When you're blowing air, all you are making the pressure build up in the balloon. So you're doing this and you're pushing it in through this way. And so you get all the tiny things. But when you release it, so let me just, when you release it, all the pressure inside goes out. And the balloon goes flying. And so that's like what pressure is. Pressure is the force, is any amount of force exerted onto any given area. Now there's water pressure. Water pressure, like best how I can describe it. Let me just try and figure out how to draw it. There we go. You are in the water. Let me just draw water here. And you're a scuba diver. Let me draw scuba diver. This will be the oxygen tank. Got some very big goggles. And you got your thing. So you're a scuba diver and you're going into the ocean. You are at just below the surface, so less than 1 inch below the surface. You don't really feel anything. Then you go down 5 feet. It's already hard. It starts to get harder to move and things. It's already hard enough to move in water. So let me just write 5 feet. As you get deeper until, like, let's say you're 50 feet. 50 feet underwater. All the pressure that's built up, you start to like feel like they say to scuba divers is like when you start feeling pain in your head, like you'll wind up like pop your ears, like because like when you're going into underwater, the pressure of the weight of the water is building up onto your body. So I'll just use this water, like it's crushing down onto the body. And you can only go just so deep before the weight of the water crushes you. But the pressure, like they say to like you want to balance the pressure. Your ears start to hurt because of the fact that the pressure is unbalanced. Another example is like air pressure. Whenever you're in an airplane, let me just draw an airplane here. So, and think of this as the wing, and there's a wing there. There's a wing there. You're all these windows here, and the plane is at 30,000 feet. 30K feet. 30,000 feet. So, say you're a person, just think of this as a person that's playing. The plane starts to descend to go land at the airport. Well, as you go down, you start to notice that your ears hurt. And you can't understand why. Well, it's because of the change in pressure. As you go up 30,000 feet, there really isn't that much oxygen up there. As you get higher into the Earth's atmosphere, there really isn't much oxygen. So what they have to do is, and also you're traveling at an extremely fast speed, and the closer when you're in a car and you start to accelerate, the force just pushes you back. But anyway, as you go down, like they have to pressurize the plane so that things are good in there. You can freely move around and everything. But as you go down, the pressure starts to change, and so it hurts your ears, kind of like it does when you're diving down. And the only way to do that is to balance the pressure. And how you balance pressure is you try and pop your ears. So that's what pressure is. This was long. So let's just review. What is pressure? Pressure is all the atoms and stuff that are bouncing around, and pressure is any amount of force exerted or pushed or given onto any given area. So P equals F exert A. The examples we used was a balloon popping, filling a balloon with helium, and you blowing a balloon. And then we also then there's water. The pressure in that is as you get deeper, the weight of the water starts to push on you, really, and it can hurt your ears. Similar thing with a plane. So that's what pressure is.